Vigets, yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? Hope y'all are doing well. Manchester United versus Manchester City. It's really sad on a day that they're honoring Sir Bobby Charlton. His passing away. I think it was a week ago or a couple days ago. And I knew who he was. I knew who he was just because my dad would talk about him. Supposedly won a Ballon d'Or, World Cup winner, and I would always notice him in the stands. Always noticing him, and I knew that he wasn't just a Manchester United legend, but a English football legend, maybe a world legend. Anytime they mention Pele, Maradona, his name would be thrown in the mix as well. So really sad and it really touching also to see his former teammates and adversaries honor him. But really really sucks when Manchester United end up losing this way. I gotta say though, Manchester United, I liked the beginning of this game. I thought when I was speaking to my cousin and I was telling him, oh my god, that's gonna be such a smashing, such a whooping from City to Manchester United. But he's like, no, you'll see, maybe they'll. And I remembered, I said, oh yeah, you're right. When you're pitted against certain teams, even if you're in the last position, bottom four, you end up playing a different kind of football against a different kind of team, a special kind of team. It's just the ambient, the environment, and just that old rivalry that comes to mind that just springs up, and you start playing your football. You just become a different player, a different team. And that's what it looked like at the beginning. That's what I thought we were gonna get. Manchester United right off the gate. I think it was minute 2, about the second minute, that McTominay of all people, because he was playing a little bit high up as a midfielder. You see him get that opportunity that he was in a good position to be able to shoot the ball. Otherwise, they were close. And then obviously City had that huge opportunity that, for me, the biggest problem was Rashford not tracking. Why are you not tracking Foden? I mean, he tracked them up until the what's it called, the perimeter, the end of the beginning of the box, the 16-yard box. But you didn't track them all the way, and that's that thing, that discipline, something that you see all these other players do, all these other teams do. Like when I saw Galatasaray versus Bayern Munich, that's what Galatasaray were doing. They were tracking at every instant. I mean, just laser focused. I mean, the concentration to be able to track their players, constantly, in unison, was just formidable. It was amazing, and a team like United should be able to do that. I don't care if you're Rashford, right? You wouldn't be able to do that. Rashford in City wouldn't be able to play had he not been tracking his player. Had he not, if he's not tracking his player, and just left him all alone. Really good save by Onana, and just lucky enough to save it again. He was able to save from his former save. He was able to get the ball again. Otherwise, I thought that was going in. I said, here we go. This is the beginning of just an avalanche of goals. And not just that. I don't mind the goals. I don't mind the 3-0. That doesn't bother me, the 3-0. It's the way in which they're playing, right? The message. It's signaling how weak of a team you are with Manchester United. So Manchester United had a good number of opportunities with what I just mentioned. McTominay had that opportunity. Højlund had that beautiful opportunity that Foden ended up... and City, like I said, City weren't playing their best in this game. That pass to I think it was to Walker or maybe to Ederson, and Højlund. I mean, just from the blocks, he had a really good start with the sprint, and I thought he was going to do something special. Just from the sprint, sometimes you can tell that this is going to end up in goal. This is going to be a goal, and just didn't. Who was it? I think it was what's his name? Stones. I think it was Stones that kind of like pushed him off a little bit, and he had another chance where he was able to get past. I don't know if it was Foden, I don't know if it was Rodri, and passing it to what's his name, to Bruno Fernandes. But from that angle, you're not going to get anything. But that first opportunity, that could have been a goal. And we're talking about sitters. We're talking about clear opportunities to be able to score. So Manchester United definitely had chances to be up by 1-0. And even when City ended up scoring, they could have came back. They could have came back with an equalizer. The ball from Eriksen to Rashford, right? Really great on the control, the chest thing and everything. And what's his name, Walker's going to be quick enough and get there just in time to be able to block. And I thought he was going to shoot that, because that's what Rashford in the past has shown me, that anytime he gets the ball, it doesn't matter where he's at, and he's not doing that to shoot the ball. Some people would say that's selfish, but to me, that's what got him the 30 goals last season. Just shoot the ball. He's got such a precise and sweet shot that why not? Especially in a game like this. I don't know what's going on, but maybe confidence is low. I mean, for England, he seems to be doing well. So he does well in the pause, hooks it in, fakes it, and that's where you show that you're not just some guy at the park playing. Because I know from that distance, because he's a lot closer in range to Ederson. I mean, take your time, show the class, show the class, show the class, and show the class. Show us, what an elite player you are. There's so much you can do there, and and he just he I don't know. He was like kind of like tumbling over. He was kind of like about to fall, struggling, staggering. So there was that. There was opportunity, and then there was one more that I didn't know. I think it was McTominay. Yeah, the other one. McTominay had two. Man. The one that I think it was Rashford. It was Rashford with the pass, and I mean square to Ederson. And Ederson's a great goalie, but that was like right in the middle. So definitely Manchester United, even after that first goal, they could have came back. They definitely could have came back with a 1-1. Even when it was a 2-1, when they scored the was it the penalty? No, it was the second goal, the Haaland goal, the header, which Haaland all alone by himself. They could have came back and it could have been a 2-1. And then the second half, it started off pretty well for maybe 5-10 minutes. And what I mean by pretty well is that you see United attempting, you see them making some efforts, you see them, there's some clarity in the gameplay. They're not making sloppy passes. They're being, I don't know, they came off after, I don't know what Ten Hag must have told them, but they came off the blocks looking pretty good. And then it just that was it. It was over. It was gone. That second goal came, and it was done. It was done. It was so bad that I know I'm not the only one, and you saw people leaving the stadium. I wanted to turn off that TV. You could tell that they are not coming back from this. Sometimes that no, they might come back. They might get at least one goal. I said they're not going to get nothing. And then towards the end, they put in Garnacho, and for the love of God, stop putting Martial. Like, why? That's such an insult to Man United fans, putting this guy in. And I'm sorry, but Garnacho at this point, he's not. I mean, if he was playing for another team, maybe, but yeah, he's not doing anything for City. Especially against Walker, it's not. It's not. He doesn't have the resources for that. What I really, really disliked was after 2 minutes of gameplay, you're giving a penalty. Was it a penalty? Absolutely, it was a penalty. All day, that was a penalty. But 2 minutes, you're gonna wait 2 minutes. This is not my football. This is like some BS other sport. Like I'm sorry. Yeah, I love American sports, but that's what it resembled. 2 minutes after gameplay, it's a penalty. No doubt it's a penalty. But there has to be a rule, some kind of rule where you don't play for 2 minutes and then, hey, guess what? We're going to stop what's going on right now and we're going to go back and review some BS on the camera. That is not my game. I might be getting old. I'm just 38, but screw that. I don't want to be a part of that. That's wild how you have to stop a game after 2. My God, just thinking about it pisses me off. Please, I know I'm not the only one. What is going on, man? I know times are changing. I accept everything. I accept the fact that Manchester United aren't the team that they used to be. I accept that City are now, top dog. They're sitting on the summit. I accept that. But I don't want you stopping a game after, what is it? It becomes a different sport. It becomes another sport. But anyways, I digress. And the other thing that got me also just riled up and I just wigged out was Amrabat getting a yellow, and just in his own words, or at least I'm trying to pantomime what he was saying. But why? Why? Give me the why you're giving me a yellow. Foden trips him. It's an obvious foul. That I'm not asking for a yellow on Foden. But why are you giving this man a yellow? And then as he goes and approaches Foden for, I don't know, he said something. And that's my only guess, that he said something back to Foden, right? You get Grealish that ends up pushing him. So if you're giving Amrabat a yellow for whatever he said, because that's my only take, because he said something, an insult, which by the way, this channel is gonna be about something else if we're gonna get into. That's the reason why. Is that the reason why he gave him a yellow? Because he insulted him? This is a contact sport. These are men. it shouldn't be the case that you call someone a no-gooder. I don't know what did he call him? A little brat, a little piece of shit for you to get a yellow card. In that case, then give Grealish a yellow, because that was a yellow. He pushed it. He had nothing to do with anything. So give him a yellow. You know, it just boggles my mind. Now, if he threw him, a derogatory word, if he used if he slurred at him, some kind of racist insult, which I don't know what you call a white person in a cracker. I don't know, what's it called in England, but yeah, then maybe okay, you want to put an end to racism and all that stuff, but not because of just an insult, not because you're cussing him out, and you're insulting him. That's just part of the game. Like there was no other reason why he could give him yellow. And obviously they had to switch Amrabat because he's on a yellow, so he might get another yellow for something that's actually a yellow. So you got to take him out, and you got to put in who comes in? Mason Mount. Mason Mount. I haven't heard much of Mason Mount. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen the other games. Maybe he's playing. He's on the bench for a reason, right? But you put in Mason Mount, which did nothing at all. And maybe it's not his fault, because at that point, City's just dominating. And what can you do? What can you ask for Mason Mount? At that point, what are you going to ask for Mason Mount? So anyways, yeah, I wasn't too happy with those two things. Wasn't too happy. But overall, look, I thought it was a pretty good game until the second half from United. And my answer to what's going on is just like, you got to accept that times are changing. It'll get better at some point. It'll probably get better. I don't know if it's the perfect example of like money can't buy everything, right? You see teams like PSG, Newcastle. Newcastle's doing well, but PSG's not doing that well. Chelsea, right? Chelsea's the perfect example of that. But the one team that's done everything right with the money is what's the name? City. They got a really good coach, and the rest is obviously easy to follow. So yeah, times are changing. That's it. And I'm okay with that. Anyways, that's all I got for today. Thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.